ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Daily Dimensions podcast. As always, I am your host, Smitty, back with another one, man. And I'm excited to bring you this episode. Please pardon me. I'm sick. I was sick for the second time this year. And if you know me, I'm somebody who don't get sick. The first time I had food poisoning, I ate a bad piece of cheese. It was all bad. I was down bad for about a week, maybe a little longer. And now my allergies is going crazy. I can't breathe through my nose, so I've been mouth breathing the last 2 days, and everybody hates a mouth breather. I can't stand that I'm doing it right now, but here I am. So if you hear a little extra breath in the audio or whatever it may be, if I don't look myself, whatever, bear with me. Give me that grace, because boy, it's a lot right now. I don't like being sick. I don't know anybody who does. I'm down bad. It's a lot happening. Like, pray for your boy. Send the cough drops, send me an edible arrangement, whatever you can send me, dog, just send it my way. I need it. Oh man. But the other day I was on social media, I was in my story and posted something that a lot of y'all responded to. It was well received. And what it was is I wanted to start delivering content that meets you where you are. And what I mean by that is all the episodes I make are usually about a season of my life that I'm in. And as you listen to the episodes from start to finish, you can see the progression, you can see the growth, you can see the perspective shifting. And you may be in a season in your life that's different than the season I'm in. And that's cool. But I want to try and deliver something that meets you in that season that you're in, if that makes sense. So I asked people, what would you like to hear? Because I want to try and hit a topic that you need right now, or something that you want to talk about right now, something you want to see me do right now. And in almost 3 years of doing this podcast, I think that's the first time I ever asked that. It's like, man, okay, well, what do you want to hear, But thankfully, we've been just banging them in the head. We've been on point with everything we've created up to this point. So I love that. But yeah, one of the things that was shared was social media, have a conversation about social media and sort of this like addictiveness of social media, this level of like flex culture, like you just got to flex on everybody and show off a little bit in social media, and just the level of FOMO that comes with it. And the level of just comparison that comes with being on social media. It's kind of crazy how much we compare ourselves to everybody we follow. And we always find ourselves measuring up short. Or if you're not measuring up short, you find yourself trying to like feel better about yourself because you think you're better than somebody else. And all it really points to is a certain level of insecurity, but y'all not ready for that conversation. Or maybe you are, because you're here listening to this episode. So let's get to it, man. I was fortunate enough to be born in that generation where, like, I was born in 93. I'm gonna be 30 this year. I love it. Shout outs to me. I love that for me. And we didn't have social media. Like my first taste of social media was 8th grade. And I made a MySpace account, even though my mom told me not to. I went ahead and made a MySpace account anyway, and it was lit. But it's different than this generation where, at like 2 years old, they got iPads in their hand. Like that was not the technology gap, the introduction of screen time in your face. Like my screen time was watching cartoons, and after a certain time cartoons went off. You feel me? Like you wasn't watching cartoons all day. At some point you had to go outside and touch some grass. You had to go outside and get some cuts and some bruises, ride your bike, go see somebody in the neighborhood, shoot some hoops, even like something. But now it's a lot of sitting in front of your screens. I'm on my phone, I'm on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be. And these kids are literally like born with screens in their hand. It's crazy. I don't want to be that kind of parent. But we'll see who I ultimately become. We say a lot of things and then we become parents, and then it's a little different. So I don't know. That's my hope though, and it's unfortunate because over time, the level of comparison that has been created on social media is absurd. Like it used to be a thing where you only felt insecure about something or comparison when you went to school, right? And I had like 25 kids in my class, and I might have been like, oh, my shoes ain't as new as this person, this ain't as that person, cool. And you might feel a way about it, but it stopped once you left school. Once you left school, it was over. Once you were home, you was good. Social media has created a space now where not only are you comparing yourself to your peer in person, but you're comparing yourself to your peer online. You know, like, okay, it used to be, oh, they got the new Jordans and I don't. Now it's they got 10,000 followers and I don't. They get 100 likes on their picture and I don't. They get 200 likes on their thing and I don't. They get 5,000 views on their thing and I don't. You know, they got a bunch of subscribers. I don't. They're doing this and I'm not. And the comparison just never stops. You never get that chance to back up and unplug from the comparison. And social media has fueled a generation where all we do is compare ourselves to each other, or we have this deep rooted sense of fear of missing out, that FOMO, if we don't engage in the same things everybody else is posting on social media. It's like, oh, you went to Mexico? I want to go to Mexico. Now you moving your life around to try and go to Mexico because you seen someone else do it. You went to Thailand? I want to go to Thailand. You bought this? I want to buy that. You was wearing this? I want to wear that. You went to this restaurant? Especially with them restaurants. Y'all don't even like the food. Can we talk about that? Y'all don't like the food. Y'all just be going because everybody else is going. Y'all going because y'all want to take pictures. And that's crazy. Like, that's literally what we talking about here. Y'all don't even care if the food is good. Y'all just want to let everybody know that you went and take a picture. And that's crazy to me. It's a couple restaurants in Connecticut. I'm not going to say their names. But y'all know which ones I'm talking about. And they food is absolute trash. The customer service is trash, but we keep showing up because we want to take these pictures. And that's just an example of the FOMO, man. Like, that fear of missing out. You don't really care about that experience. Let's be real about that. You don't. You really don't. If you wanted some good food, we would go right down, right down to our local spots. We wouldn't be traveling 30, 45 plus minutes to go to a restaurant that ain't that good and get dressed up and do our hair and our makeup, get a cut, put on the fresh shoes, fresh pair of all whites just to take pictures and then be like, the food was all right. No. Absolutely not. If I'm going somewhere, you know me, I'm a foodie. If I'm going somewhere, the food better be fire. All right, they better have some good steak on the menu. There better be some snapper on the menu or something, a little swordfish, something worth it. Yo. Like, I'm not going somewhere just to take pictures. I don't even take pictures now anyway, unless it's for work. If you see me posting a picture, I probably made money there, or we was working there, we did something there. But taking a picture just cause. Taking a picture of my food and standing next to the signs and taking a picture in the bathtub or on the swing like at these restaurants, nah, I'm all set. I'm good on that because I don't feel like I need to measure up to what everybody else is doing on social media. I don't feel like I need to compete with anybody else on social media. I don't need to do something because someone else is doing it. I don't need to tap into something because everybody else is tapping into it. All I need to do is show up and be me. And all I want y'all to do is show up and be you. And if you're someone who's listening to this right now and you're like, oh, I'm not stuck on social media. I'm not comparing myself. I don't be doing this. I don't be doing that. Big chance you probably are. And at the very least, you may be spending more time on social media than you probably should. At the very least, like, even if you're not comparison, even if it's not the FOMO, at the very least, your screen time is absurd and you need to like back away from your phone. You need to put that thing down, put it in some rice and just go outside and breathe the air, do some yoga, meditation, get connected to yourself again, because these screens is ruining our lives. But on top of all of that, a lot of the stuff you see, if we're being real about it, right, and we're waking up to this and we're becoming more aware of this, but a lot of what you see on social media is not real, right? Social media is quite literally the highlight of people's lives. If you go on Instagram right now, you go on somebody's profile, there is these little things, these little circles called highlights. It's quite literally just the highlights of people's lives. And one of the first things I do, I know when I follow somebody, I'm going through your highlights. I'm trying to see these moments you had. And then it's like, oh man, they went here, they did this, they went to such and such a show, they was doing that. It's like, oh, okay. And it's very easy to see that and start comparing yourself or feel like you're not living up to it. And the whole time, you looking at them posting this whole vacation reel, you ain't know it was 10 people in the room with 3 beds. Like somebody was on a blow up mattress. You don't know they flew Spirit round trip and almost turned into a Spirit. You don't know that they like threw everything on Klarna and Afterpay, and they still paying off the trip. They still paying off the designer. They still paying off the Louis belts and all that from 2 years ago. You don't know they credit is terrible. You feel me? You don't know they still. All right, we ain't even gonna keep going. But don't fall for the fakeness. Don't fall for the highlight. Yeah, it looked cool. Okay, that's nice. They drive a Mercedes. Cool. They payments is $600 a month before insurance. Like they struggling. They fighting every day to pay for this car. You don't fall into the glitz and the glamour of it all, because behind every quote unquote highlight, behind every picture, behind every video, behind every story is an actual story of how they got that and how they're maintaining it. And sometimes we do a lot of crazy things to get something, and we do even crazier things to maintain it. And then we look back and it's like, you know what? That was probably a dumb purchase. You know what? That wasn't really worth it. You know what? Now I got credit card debt. Like all these different things, and you don't want to do it. And another thing too is like social media will have you doubting yourself and feeling like you're not good enough. And let's switch gears a little bit. I'm gonna speak to it from a creator standpoint. Like I get on here and I make reels, I make TikToks, I make long form content, I make short form content. I actually go out into the community and do different things. So like I don't just exist online, I exist in real life too. And it's very easy in this space, especially in Connecticut, where everybody knows everybody. Let's be real about that. Everybody knows everybody in Connecticut. It's very easy to sit there and compare yourself. If you're a creator and you see this person got a little bit of motion, but you moving a little slow, it's like, oh man, okay, what are they doing that I could do? Oh, and then especially don't let yourself think you're better than that person. It's like, man, why they getting all this love and I know I'm better, or why is this moving for them? And like my stuff is way better than they stuff. And that stuff starts to set in. And it's very easy to fall into that. And how I avoid that is I sit there and tell myself, like, that's their lane. Be happy for them in their lane. And that's what I want y'all to do. Be happy for people in their lane. Their race is their race and your race is yours. Their timing is their timing and your timing is yours. There's no reason to sit there and be like, oh man, I'm better than this person and they blowing up and they shouldn't have blown up, and all that jealousy and all that bitterness that unfortunately plagues this state. Y'all got to let that go, man. It's okay to like celebrate other people. You don't have to always celebrate yourself. It's okay to be happy for somebody else. It's okay to like support somebody else, even while you're still trying to build something for yourself. You don't have to sit there and mean mug about it. You don't got to sit there and be jealous about it. You don't got to sit there and be upset about it. Your time is going to come. Keep doing the work. And another thing that kills me is like, you'll see people post stuff and it'll be like, oh, Connecticut don't support, what was it? Connecticut doesn't support talent. We support popularity. I see that post all the time and there's always a debate on it. And it's like, okay, if they don't support talent, they support popularity. Go get popular. I think my boy K said it, right? He said, go get popular. Like, if that's what it is, then go get popular. You feel me? Like, just figure that out. Because I promise you, it's way easier to go get popular than it is to get talented. I could go touch elbows with people and go show up and go be this and go be that. Like, it's easier to be the fake than it is to be the real. Like, you if you want to go out there and like make yourself popular for the wrong reasons, go ahead and do that. But like, at the end of the day, people with talent are what sticks around. You know, when you look at people who have entered into this space, there's a lot of people who say, oh, let me go start a podcast. Let me go start a platform. Let me go start a show. Let me go start my own business. Let me go do music. Let me go do hair. Let me go open up this and let me go sell these plates. And there's a lot of people that have done a million different things and said, let me go do it. And then you get into it and you realize how challenging it is, how difficult it is, how much work it is, and how much it's not just easy. And it ain't just about popularity. It's a lot of people that started off with more buzz than me. They platform lasted 3 months. Mine lasted 3 years. Like, it's a lot of people that's more popular than me that ain't pushing a message that's worth nothing. There's a lot of people that are more popular than me or have more followers than me and quite literally haven't impacted the same people I have, you know, that don't get booked, that don't get this, that don't get that. Like, don't equate the numbers and the followers to the success. You know, followers doesn't mean success. Followers just means that's how many people click that button on your profile. But are they tuned in? Are you changing their lives? Are you providing a valuable service? Are you making a difference? Are you really making an impact? Are you as good as you say you are? And, you know, social media will have you sitting there like, oh man, I got to jump into this because everybody else doing it. Like that, the 2020 podcast movement was crazy. Everybody sat home and said, I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make one. Even now people are like, I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make one. Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do it because you really care. Do it because you're called to do it. Do it because that's the lane that you were meant to be in. Please, in this generation, stop doing stuff just to do it. Can I be real with you? Like, stop doing stuff just to do it. Don't do it because of FOMO. Don't do it because of comparison. Don't do it because one of your friends said, oh, you might be good at it. Don't do it because you just got something to say. And no, like really care about what you're doing. Do the research. You feel me? Like, really get into this. Like, before I launched this podcast, the amount of research I did, I hit up everybody I knew that had a podcast and said, how do I do this? What do I do with that? Blah, 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 blah. Hit up my brother, figured out sound, learn this, watched a million videos, like really tap into it, because you don't want to just be somebody who's another number. You want to be somebody who's really like doing this to do it and you're doing it well. You feel me? Because if not, you're going to be one of those people on social media that jumped into something just to jump into it and it didn't last, you know? So from a creator standpoint, please, please, please don't jump into this because you see everyone else doing it and you got that FOMO. Don't jump into it because someone put that battery in your back and said, go do it. Don't compare yourself to other people in this space. Don't compete with other people in this space. You catch you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, man. Like, if you really want to make it, you really want to do something, support other people. Share your space with other people. Share your platform with other people. Connect with other people and understand it's not just about you. And if you really build a relationship with somebody, if they make it, your name will enter that room because they know you a genuine person and they care. But like, don't this undercutting of people, this jealousy of people. Don't let social media get you in a spot where now you just a hater, right? Don't let social media trick you into that position where now you just a hater. And it's like, oh man, I'm better than them. Why they? No, please stop being a hater. Connecticut has too many of those. But bringing it back to even if you're not in that creative space, right? One big thing is that I've learned in my life is the quickest way to kill something is to compare it to something else. You know, even if it's just comparing yourself to other people, comparing other people to you, comparing your spouse or your relationship to other people, comparing your financial situation to other people, comparing your dreams to other people, comparing your current situation to other people. The quickest way to kill something is to compare it. And when you compare things, you're either coming up short or you're putting yourself in a position where you feel better than the other thing. You know, or you feel like you're above the other thing. And both of those is the wrong posture to have your heart in. If we being real about it, both of those is not where you want your heart to be, where you feel better than somebody or you feel like you're not good enough for somebody. Those are both terrible positions to be. But the best thing you could do is compare yourself to yourself. Am I better than I was yesterday? Am I better than I was last month? Am I better than I was last year? Am I growing? Am I changing? Am I doing better? Am I making an impact? Am I doing what I love? You feel me? Like, am I healthy? Am I taking the steps to make other people around me better? Like, am I a good role model? Am I a good leader? Am I a good person? You feel me? Like, we skip all them steps and go immediately to, oh yeah, I'm better than this person, or this person's better than me. I need to figure it out. Slow it down, dial it back, take it all in. Are you better than you were yesterday? Did you have a good day today? You feel me? Like, where is your mind at today? Where is your heart at today? If we dial it back, slow it down, and just take each day for what it was and stop trying to live too far ahead or too much behind, and we just take it for what it is, we'll be in a better place. So don't let social media trick you out of your position and make you a jealous person. Stop comparing yourself to the highlights, because none of it is real. Don't compare yourself to the social media fakeness. Don't buy into it. Don't believe the hype. And step back from social media. Take that break. Tap into yourself. Work on your healing. Work on your journey. Work on your discovery. And love yourself a little bit more than you did yesterday. Love yourself a little bit more each day, and ultimately you're going to continue to grow into that person that you've always wanted to be. And understand that it takes not just hard work, but it takes the work. And a lot of that work comes with knowing who you are, how you feel, and why you feel that way, and addressing it from there. And that's that's the key part right there. A lot of us feel a certain way and don't know why. A lot of us don't even know we are a certain thing. But with time, with practice, with patience, with dedication, with being open and honest with yourself, we'll get you in a better place. But for right now, you're doing fine. You're doing okay. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're doing fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be better than him or her. You don't need to compare yourself to him or her. You are doing fine. You are perfectly fine just the way you are. There is nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. And all you got to do is be better than you were yesterday. Keep stepping in faith. Keep moving forward towards your healing. Keep getting better. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you got to do. I believe in you, and you need to believe in you. So with that being said, let's get after it, man. This is Daily Dimensions. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Love y'all, man. Peace.